Hey there parents, Dr. Crystal here with
Dr. Sean. We got a good video coming for you guys.
We do. We have the top 5 best things that you can do to calm colic with your baby. This is a very common issue that parents have to suffer with, and if you yourself have gone through this or you have going through this right now with your child, you're gonna know how awesome these little nuggets of gold are to help your baby calm and be a little more content and relaxed. So first things first is a lot of colic has to deal with the digestive system being in an uncomfortable place. So a lot of times it means buildup of gases. The baby may not be burping well or getting the toots out either. So there are some really great tricks that you can do to work these things out. Burping is key, especially if the baby is being breastfed or bottle fed. Getting regular burping stops in throughout a feeding is really important. Even trying to do some burps before you even start feeding. But that's all a timing thing. If you can catch it before the baby's getting too hungry and going to where it really sets them off, catching it early, starting the feeding a little bit sooner can help, and then taking breaks throughout a feeding to get some burps out, and then for sure at the end of a feeding as well. So the other part is to really get a good abdominal massage too, and doing the leg pump. So on our little baby here, doing some downward motions on their belly helps kind of push the gases down and through to help relieve some of that hardness that their belly can feel like that it has if there's some gas stuck in there. Or my favorite is clockwise always, because you want to go in the direction of digestion. So in a clockwise motion, which would be if the baby's looking at you this way, it's from your left to right, and then down around in a little like semicircle motion around this way like this. So that's pushing foods and things through in the direction of their digestion and pushing some of those gases out, and then kind of pumping the feet to bicycling and really getting those feet up and in there. It helps push those gases out. So sometimes you hear or feel some explosions happening after that, just as a heads up.
Yep.
What else can I do?
Yep, so the pre-feeding burp, that's a good one. The massaging.
Yep.
And then also mimicking the womb. So baby's been in there for 9 months and it's comfortable and quiet and moving and grooving and hearing your heartbeat. And now the world is a scary, abrupt, different kind of place. And so if your baby's experiencing colic, then mimicking the womb as much as we can. And the first thing is through baby wearing. You know, that just brings the baby very close to you. And I even did it as a guy and it was super fun.
Yeah, the wrap is great.
Yeah.
The soft wraps, those were our favorite ones. There's a ton of different styles of those, but
Yep, there's the Moby and what's the other one?
I don't know the other name of it.
Okay.
The soft like scarf style wrap is the one that we use. So
Yeah,
that
super
was
fun.
really
You can
great.
get stuff done while you're wearing your baby and they love it. And research has actually shown that it decreases crying and fussiness as well.
Yeah, having them close to you, the warmth of your body, and just the movement as you're doing stuff throughout the day. And if that's not enough, getting into even more womb-like state, like a darkened room, maybe put on a sound machine,
Yep.
you know, different noises like that are just calming too.
And movement. So car ride, bouncing, because baby's used to being moving and grooving with you. And so being able to have that movement calms their nervous system.
Yeah, so that's 2 of the top ones. The next one comes back to the baby's nutrition and also mama's nutrition too. So things that can disrupt or cause more gas buildup is something to avoid, especially for our breastfeeding mamas. So whatever you're eating as the mom gets into your breast milk supply, and then the baby eats as well. So even if it doesn't upset your stomach, it could actually be irritating the babies at a young age. They just don't process things the same way adults do. So cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, onions and garlic, things like that that can tend to be a little disruptive to the stomach are actually top culprits for babies and causing excess gas to form too. But a good way to combat that for both mom and baby is a daily probiotic. Babies, there are tons of different ones. The one that I like, this is called BioGaia. It's a little tube like this. I get it right off of Amazon. We use this one for our son since birth, and he's still using it now, and he's 3. So it also contains vitamin D in it. So that's a great, easy one. It's a little dropper liquid liquid. You can add it to any of their food or drinks.
We had to rebuild his gut quite a bit, and I feel like this helped him.
Yeah, this
like
made
a
it
lot.
come along good, and I was taking probiotic as well, so just kind of doubled up. So moms can take it, baby can take it, and this way it's very easy for them. There's no taste or anything. If you are breastfeeding and not doing any bottles or pumping at all, then even just putting a couple of drops on your finger and putting it in their tongue or inside a drop inside their mouth is perfectly fine too. So, or off a little spoon or something.
Yeah, that was a really big one. So if you're not doing probiotics, definitely buy that.
Probiotics are great.
Another really good one, especially for colic, is assessing your feeding habits. And so I remember, because our son was in the NICU for quite some time, and so they taught us to have half of the nipple full when you're feeding, and so they're not getting too much food.
With bottle feeding.
With bottle feeding. Yeah, because that mimics the nipple and that mimics breastfeeding, where they're more upright and they can control the flow. And so being able to have them control that, and then also assessing the latch. So if the bottom lip is tucked under, or if you're hearing clicking, or if they're dribbling a lot of fluid down their lip or their mouth, then that is a sign that they're not getting a complete latch. And so that can create air going into their stomach, which can create that unsettling and that colicky symptoms.
Yeah, so that's something that we do assess for in the office as well. We can help with kind of seeing if their jaw's in correct positioning, they're getting better mobility with their neck musculature, so that way they can comfortably feed from both sides if they are nursing.
That's a really big sign if they cannot.
Yes.
Cannot feed from both sides.
Right. Yep. And the latch can be an issue. A lot of babies tend to have like a tongue tie or lip tie. So those are things that can get checked. But beyond those other tips that we gave, I mean, we are chiropractors, and we are pediatric chiropractors. So we see tons of babies and kids, and we work with a lot of pregnant moms. So over the years, we've gotten to really see the benefit of what chiropractic can do for babies, and especially babies that do have these challenges like colic. The moms and parents get so excited when their baby is finally calmed down and not crying all day. That way everybody's at a more neutral, normal, relaxed state, including moms and dads too. So
yeah, and we see that a lot of times it has to do with the birth process, because that can be very, very stressful, and not just mom, but also baby and the upper cervical spine. And that stress in the nervous system can create stress throughout the body, which creates dysfunction, digestion problems, TMJ issues, sucking issues,
and just a restless baby. You know, we want our babies to be calm, eating, sleeping, pooping. Those are the three main things that
being
newborn. Yep, that's all their job is. So if they're not doing those things comfortably, as parents and as chiropractors, like, that's what we want to see for other families too. So if you have not ever gotten yourselves or your child checked, that's a great start. Chiropractic care is amazing, and kids that get chiropractic versus kids that don't, in different studies that are performed, colicky babies are shown to have much better improvements, much less reduced times with their crying times and things like that. So not even just the crying, but the digestive support that it lends, and just a more eased nervous system, so that way they can sleep better and rest better and grow.
Yeah, the big picture, the big picture why they're crying less is because their nervous system's functioning better, which means they can develop better and they can be more on track.
Yes. So I hope this information is helpful for you out there. If it's something that you find helpful, share it with a friend or another mom that you know that could benefit from hearing this information as well. We look forward to seeing you and taking care of you and your family in our office.
Yeah, if you have any questions, please direct message us, let us know, email us. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
Call, whatever way, reach out. We'll be there for you. Have a great day.
Bye.